Hello and welcome to the John Ark Show. Today's episode is called The Airline Pilot Shortage Emergency. Before we begin, I want to encourage you to subscribe to our channel for free. You can also like, comment, and follow us. We're going to have a lot of great celebrity interviews coming up, so make sure to click on the notification bell so you can be notified every time we upload a new episode. I'd also like to tell you about HollywoodIsCalling.com. It's a great service that allows you to purchase live phone calls from your favorite celebrities, so give it a try. There are more than 100 stars to choose from, and the calls begin at just $19.95. HollywoodIsCalling.com. Now, let's get started. Have you noticed how some of the airlines have begun canceling large numbers of flights lately? Have you wondered why? Well, there are all sorts of stories, excuses, and theories out there, but here is what some of our inside sources are telling us. Apparently, there are now a very large number of pilots who are simply refusing to come back to work for a variety of reasons. Here's what we're hearing. A lot of these pilots are furious about the way they were treated during the lockdown and continue to be treated after the lockdown going forward. And because of that, they're refusing to come back under those work rules, those conditions, and those policies. Another issue is that some airlines have been offering some pilots terrible hours, terrible pay, and terrible working conditions over the last few years. And this is all, has all come to a head now. It's causing a lot of pilots to be unable to return home in an economical fashion at the end of their shifts or at the end of their week. Some of them are actually having to live in trailers near the airports simply because they can't afford to go home and they can't afford to get a second apartment. People have this perception of pilots all being rich or all making a very substantial income, and that is not the case. Here's another ongoing problem, and that is pilot pay. Did you know that a 747 pilot can earn anywhere from $33 an hour to $200 an hour? And this can depend on who his employer is, the years of service that they've been with that airline, and whether they're a captain or a lower officer. Think about that for a minute. If you're flying a 747 after years of training and education, and you're making $33 an hour working for that airline, that means you're actually making less than some Uber drivers make in Manhattan or Los Angeles working, for the same amount of time. In fact, some of the airline pilots' pay is so terrible that if you go on YouTube, you'll see pilots posting videos of how horrific their experiences are working for their airlines. They'll go to school to get a very expensive training to become a 747 pilot because, that was always their dream. And then, they'll start working for an airline. And then they realize that the pay and the working conditions are so horrific that they just quit. Now, those are just some of the challenges that U.S. pilots based out of America are facing. Heaven help you if you're a pilot working out of a third world country. I can only imagine what the terrible pay and conditions those pilots have to work under are. The next question is, will this situation improve soon? Well, currently, the industry is desperate for pilots, and it doesn't appear that the pilots who left them will be coming back soon. We've heard that the airlines need 10,000 more pilots for their current openings than they have to staff them, and that they're having so much difficulty filling these positions that some of them have run out of options because the pilots are refusing to come back. We suspect that the only way to resolve this issue is to pay pilots much more money and offer them better working conditions. If that happens, then we suspect this standoff between the airlines and the pilots will only worsen. With that, I want to thank you for watching and tell you that we're going to have more great celebrity interviews and more breaking news stories coming up in the future. So we encourage you to subscribe to our free channel and click on the notification bell so you can be notified every time we post a new story. Thank you again, and we shall see you soon. Bye-bye.